We made it. I don't know how, but we did. And now, let the chips fall where they may. By the moment we lurch through the door to the temporary Elysium, I'm totally worn out. Julia practically slides off my shoulders and crumples to the floor, while I crouch down next to her and put my head between my knees. But while I try to calm the panic that's kept me going the past few hours, she moves her only working arm, pulls out a packet of smokes, and tries to retrieve a cigarette from it. Fruitlessly, I might add.
Oh, shit. Give me a hand here, will ya?
Wordlessly, I place a cigarette between her lips and light it up. She takes a long drag, staring vacantly at the ceiling. Pradraic glimpses over, gives me a comforting pat on the shoulder, then plops down beside me. We're all simply exhausted. So much has happened. So much has changed. So much has gone to shit. More and more people trickle in, bringing news and hushed whispers. Most of the assembled kindred managed to escape just before the explosion hit. Some are injured, some more than others, but in the end, they got away just fine. Prince Panhard got it rough, though. I mean, she's still in one piece and conscious, which is more that can be said about Aisling, but her injuries are pretty severe. She'll need a few days to fully recover, but should be back on her feet soon. Aisling, however, well, her wounds are critical, and it's unclear how long it'll take for her to emerge from torpor. Meanwhile, Addison Payne and a servant are nowhere to be found. His abandoned wheelchair is the only clue they left behind. There's a rising commotion in the background, but I don't even feel like lifting my head to see what it's all about. The sounds reach my ears as if my head has been plunged underwater. I only realize that something's wrong when Pradraic gets up and limps over to the couple of kindred having a heated argument, his arms raised in a pacifying gesture, which, by now, he should know hardly ever works. Fucking hell. The absolute last thing we need is a pointless kindred scuffle. I'm about to drag myself up to go make sure Pradraic keeps his head attached to his shoulders and his teeth where they belong when the door opens with a loud thud.
Let it out, all of you.
Silence engulfs the room. Only Julia, unperturbed, takes another drag of her cigarette and lazily expels the smoke. Kadir and Valerie stride into the temporary shelter, looking like they've been through hell. They're covered in blood, clothes dirty and ripped in places, but while multiple gashes and scratches mark their skin, they seem relatively unharmed. Kadir moves to the middle of the room, standing tall with his shoulders squatted and with his shoulders squared and jaw set. Every conscious eye follows him with hawkish attention.
Our counterattack was successful. We managed to rout the remaining assailants with no further losses.
Valerie joins him, standing on attention, hands clasped behind her back.
We were not followed to this location, and since this Elysium is newly established, its whereabouts remain secret. Rest assured, we are secure here, for the time being.
Kadir surveys the room with a stern gaze, his brow furrowed, and furrowing even deeper when he sees Pradraic and me. For now, however, he barks out an order to one of his hounds.
Here, give me a complete status report of everything that occurred in my absence. Yes, Sheriff.
He gives a brief summary of what's happened during Kadir and Valerie's murderous rampage, including a tally of the final dead and the wounded. Kadir remains unmoved throughout, rooted to the spot in this weird manner where he seems to be held back by the very fury that yearns to propel him forward. This is what, the third time I've seen him in my own life, and I've never been more certain. Kadir is the most terrifying kindred I have ever met. I'd rather claw my way out through a mile of bricks than be stuck in a room alone with him. Let's shake it off. I can't let his aura get to me. Not after what I've been through tonight. I think I might just be too tired to get properly scared. But then Kadir snaps his head at me and his eyes narrow to savage slits, and I discover I still have enough energy to get absolutely terrified. The hound clamps his mouth shut mid-word.
Prince Panhard, in no condition to continue tonight. We'll wait the day out here and plan our next steps come nightfall. Any objections?
Can't abuse the game anymore.
Do you want me to go again or no?
Yeah, just so I can get a body test.
Prince Panhard, in no condition to continue tonight. We'll wait the day out here.
Even more again.
Try leaning into the mic a bit.
I am leaning into it. Prince Panhard is in no condition to continue
Much
tonight.
better.
We'll wait the day out here and plan our next steps come nightfall. Any objections?
His tone invites none. None are raised. The kindred start to slowly filter out, looking for a place to bunk down. I tug at Pradraic's sleeve. I think that's our cue to leave.
Indeed, let's.
Not so fast.
In the blink of an eye, he steps right into our path. And even though Pradraic is just as tall, Kadir towers over us both, his mere shadow smothering us in its embrace. He tosses a look sharper than his blade.
Your arrival, right before the attack, seems far too miraculous for my liking.
Crossing the threshold of exhaustion into extreme irritability, I bristle at his words against my better judgment. What's that supposed to mean? We literally saved your asses.
Perhaps. Or perhaps not. We'll sort that out tomorrow night. For now, I've got just the right resting place for you. You, take them to the basement cell.
A cell? You can't be serious. One look from the sheriff is enough to silence me. Neither one of us protests as we're escorted into a clean, unused cell. We do, however, exchange a few whispers. Any brilliant plans to get out of this mess without heading straight into another one, preferably? He just sighs wearily.
Why don't we save the bickering for the evening? I really need rest, and you should get some too.
How the hell am I supposed to rest with this fucked up dream playing on loop?
No need to be dramatic, Callie. We survived the apocalypse tonight. How much worse can it get?
How much indeed. At least this cell is some proof. That's one less thing to worry about.
Immersive, Sadison. There, done. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? Look at you, getting all really relaxed. Think of it as chamomile tea. Nobody drinks it for the flavor, really. Must be tough. Sipping on blood is so far below your standards. Especially when it's not from your dear circulatory system. But hey, our supplier went the extra mile to make sure it's palpable enough for you. I've been told finding your type with just the right resonance is a bit of a task. It's got to tick the boxes for us both, after all. Oh, I'm afraid we must continue this charade a little while longer. But big plans for you, Addison. Big plans indeed.
Chill of concrete, pitch darkness all around, and then voices. Distorted, frantic whispers piercing the silence. A cocktail of discomforts jolts me awake from the abyss of undead sleep. In that moment, the bitter truth of last night's mayhem hits me like a falling tower. The assault on Elysium, the countless casualties. Absolute chaos. But my eyes don't take long to adapt. I turn in the direction of the voices and spot my cellmate, my partner in doom. Pradraic's perched on the few steps leading down into our cell, huddled up against the basement door like he's becoming part of it, eavesdropping on the racket outside. Looks like I'm the real sleeping beauty around here. You okay? I didn't think there'd be a worse place to sleep than my last backup haven. You holding up okay?
Fair to middling, thanks. Can't say the same for Downton Abbey out there, though.
Think we're gonna get caught up in it?
You tell me.
He slides over, freeing up some space for me by the door. I lean in and press my ear against it, ready for some juicy vampire audio drama.
Fast in your own authority, Helene. Blissfully ignorant. Damn epitome of ivory tower behavior.
Tread lightly, Sheriff. You're addressing your superior.
Superior? By what measure? Do you truly see yourself standing above us all, Helene? Above those who met their final deaths last night? Pain's gone. Instincts and torpor. Julia barely slipped through the jaws of that many-headed beast, but many others found no such luck. This is the heavy toll from negligence. Tell me, how many times did I suggest relocating Elysium?
Perhaps we should seek to de-escalate.
Spare me, Arturo. I want to hear it from her. You've been so attached you don't even know. Had I not anticipated such a disaster, securing havens and employing safety protocols in advance, where would we stand now?
The tension is like a thick fog, creeping under the door and enveloping both Pradraic and me, leaving behind a sour sting in the air.
This is what happens when you fail to prepare. The dire outcome of inaction where action is crucial.
This disaster wouldn't have happened if you had simply done your job.
But you stayed hidden, heeding my directives instead of meddling with mortals.
Juvenile excuse, matched by an equally juvenile assessment. You were warned repeatedly that the mob with the pitchforks and torches wasn't sitting idle. Yet you ignored the matter and insisted on throwing bodies at the old clan instead of fortifying our lines. Ridiculous. Ever since the debacle at Callahan, you've been unraveling. Succumbing to stupor bit by bit, let your heartbeat puppeteer blind your decline.
How dare!
Oh, just shut it. Just shut it, Arturo. It's common knowledge. Everyone and their sire knows it.
A moment of silence descends upon the room.
The masquerade?
Spare me that old refrain. The masquerade ends when the dance doors engulfed in flames.
And quelling those flames was your responsibility!
My role is to prevent the fire from starting at all, or to extinguish it swiftly when it does. Instead, under your command, I'm just a latecomer to damage control, while you bash your head against it. What the hell does that say? Sabitsa wall.
You're well aware of our reasons for prioritizing Vritra. We were gaining ground.
Really? Vritra remains unyielding, unapproachable. She decimates our envoys and clings to her ill-gotten domain like her monstrous namesake. We're clueless about her motives and alliances. It's clear she's quietly executing her plans, yet so far none of her schemes have threatened our interests. Does this shadow play really outweigh gunfire in our streets?
Even from this distance, I can tell Panhard's been thrown for a loop.
If we paid heed to the purge of the thin bloods, to the unaccounted kindred deaths beyond our circles, we would have uncovered needs much sooner.
Wait, Rachel, I think Kadir's narrating here.
Oh,
No, I think
great.
Is it?
No, it's
Because she's in jail
Kelly
right
talking.
now. Oh,
Kelly's
okay.
listening through the wall, remember?
Oh, right.
So true.
Larson's destruction was a glaring warning, ignored because you dismissed it as nothing more than a farce. And now, the failures regarding Vritra are mine to bear?
He scoffs loudly.
For weeks we've known our true adversary was well organized. That alone should have set off the alarms. But the scale...
He starts pacing, rapidly losing his cool.
Curse it, Elaine. We had Aaron Fletcher in our sights 2 full nights in advance. The evidence was compelling. The strategy laid bare. This catastrophe was entirely unavoidable.
Fletcher, the very notion sounds ludicrous.
I know, right? But when you really think about it...
The distinct sound of a lighter igniting breaks the tension for a moment.
He's a charismatic multimillionaire, totally ostracized by the public for his extremist beliefs, notorious for spouting the wildest shit. And the rumors about gun running? Spot on, according to what I've dug up. Plus, he's got his hands on some top-tier tech, which would certainly help in his obsessive hunt. His deep pockets ensures zealotry are what's keeping this whole circus afloat. ludicrous as it sounds, pieces align perfectly.
As the court's argument dies down for a while, I throw Pradraic a confused look. He mirrors it, though he manages to appear more collected. Then, a chilling clarity descends upon me. The influential mortal mentioned in the circulatory system documents, he's the head of the hunters who were terrorizing New York. Holy fuck. Damn.
What now?
Reynard's fucked beyond what I imagined.
That's putting it mildly. Arming our enemies.
Fletcher. The influential mortal. It was staring us right in the face. The deeper I dig, the further I dissociate from the person I thought I was. Am I the idiot here, or is Reynard really the fucking incarnation of deceit? Either way, I'm devastated. Just then, the court drama starts back up, yanking me back to the present. I press closer to the door, straining my ears again.
What do you propose, then?
A booming thud signals the introduction of Kadir's fist to some innocent piece of furniture.
There's a time for courtesy and a time for heads to rule. I call for the latter. Let's crush this mob, snap their pitchforks, and smother their torches. For that to happen, Aaron Fletcher must die.
Panhard's quiet surrender says it all. She's out. Damn. Pradraic called it. The tides are shifting.
Valerie, mobilize our forces. Remind them that caution is paramount. The streets have yet to be cleansed. And reach out to Torque.
Is that wise, Kadir? The potential fallout of the anarchs are turning in what seems disproportionate to the benefits.
We've skirted around the edge of peace for far too long. Not taking our chances. Besides, we need to put their allegiance to the test.
Speaking of which, we are currently hosting one in the basement, along with another matter that needs attention. I'm sure our mediator would make for a fine investigate. We have to sort out the issue of his companion.
Enough. You. Understood, sir?
I jerk away from the door, its cold surface suddenly burning my hand. Shit! Fuck! Out of nowhere, I feel Pradraic's hand on my arm, steadying me with what's meant to be a reassuring touch. It's not unwelcome, just unexpected.
Take it easy, Callie. We'll get through this.
I can't even. Yeah, no, it's over. I'm fucked.
Didn't I swear to stick by you? I plan on keeping that promise. All the things we dug up, we've got enough evidence to shut them up. Trust me, just...
His words are cut off by the screeching of the basement door. That goon I ran into my first night outside Elysium pokes his head into the cell.
They're waiting for you upstairs.
His eyes, so full of pity, like he's looking at someone already doomed. I sag, completely drained. Pradraic gives the goon a nod and heads out. Reluctantly, I trail behind.
Relax.
Remnants of the once formidable Primogen Council stares us down as we approach Kadir. He's not as wild-eyed as he was last night, but when he went on that rampage, but the intensity's still there. Hell, it's even sharper than the first time I laid eyes on him. He gives me a look that reeks of judgment. And then just like that, he grabs a scimitar from the rack. Fuck!
Inform your Baron friend of the course of this action.
I intend to, but I'd like to see this through. It was my responsibility after all.
Oh shit.
As you may have noticed, we're on the clock here, and I have no patience for your charades. You promised Cassel's head in a plate, and yet, here we stand, empty-handed. At this juncture, any ravenous head would suffice to lift my spirits.
Feeling the blade's edge against my neck is... I'd be shaking if that didn't require extra effort.
One reason. Give me one good reason not to take yours.
Desperate, I glance at Pradraic, silently pleading for a lifeline, but it's the sheriff's gaze that captures mine. Gaze filled with something wild, like a storm, like an endless hunger and... deception. Fucking deception. The knock crashes down on me, hard as a knockout blow. Oh, you sneaky fucks. You knew. You knew the whole fucking time.
Kelly, listen.
Christ, how can I be such an idiot?
Ease your wrath, young raven.
No, my wrath stays. I smack Kadir's blade away from my neck, nicking my wrist in the process. Strangely, I feel nothing but a seething fury. All this bullshit with Praxis, dragging the system into it, the arms dealing. You fuckers were in the loop the entire time, using me to draw Reynard out. Arturo smirks at me like I'm a joke. Julia gives a single, sarcastic clap.
Oskar, can you use the game mode?
Look at you, playing detective.
Good.
Kadir looks me over, then lowers his weapon a notch.
I suppose you're quite keen to straight up. Is there, Prince?
Further attempts to degrade my position are less than welcome.
Unfazed, Kadir speaks again.
The strategy was to draw Cassel into the his knack for evasion is making it challenging. Which suspicions written last night. The man's reputation is not far-fetched to assume he will do it. Closer to him, make him
Cold fury is all I have. I'm crushed about Reynard, about everything. Jess was right all along.
That's when you entered the picture. You choosing Katif as your caretaker was just an unexpected bonus.
I'm this close to losing it. And for what? All for fucking nothing.
Then why not focus on extinguishing that blaze? And leave the minor irritations as they are.
Irritations? Really?
We've achieved our aim by taking advantage of her limitless naivety. I think it is time to release her.
I'm about to snap at him when Kadir raises his blade again.
She was implicit in Cassel's schemes. Couldn't use this to be saved. It's capital punishment.
I didn't. Suddenly, Pradraic steps in, placing himself between me and Kadir's sharp blade.
Ease off, Sheriff. Sheath your weapon. Reserve its sting for the true culprits.
Perhaps every point.
Frozen, I watch the blade inch closer to Pradraic's skin.
Kadir, cut the shit, please. Enough is enough. You were there for us last night.
Look beyond your fury. Recognize Callie for what she truly is. A blind tool in the schemes of seasoned manipulator. Her death achieves nothing. It won't deliver Cassel into our hands. It won't undo the past. It serves no purpose other than to satiate your thirst for carnage. With enough kindred already lost, there's no need to add to the body count.
I'm stuck. Fucking paralyzed. It pisses me off the way he's talking about me like I'm just a pawn in their game. Even if he's doing it to save my ass. I can't tell if he's really trying to protect me or just using me to further his own goals. Kadir and Pradraic are in a standoff, their eyes locked in a battle of domination, but that damn blade hovering in the air speaks louder than any of their silent threats. The edge of that scimitar is so damn close to Pradraic's neck, it's about to break his skin.
Is mine where this stupid fledgling's end? Truly worth the fallout. Press on and see how Torque's cooperation becomes a distant dream.
That gash across Pradraic's neck looks like it can open up any second. Not a drop of blood shows. He's cool and collected, the exact opposite of this hot mess right here. I'm gonna challenge the sheriff. Sheriff, my ass. You're out of your fucking mind. Kadir fixes me with a look so intense, it feels like he could rip me to shreds with his eyes alone.
Release her, Sheriff. Just let her go.
And then, Kadir actually does it. He lowers his weapon, his whole body shaking with barely contained rage.
Go. Now.
I get what he's saying, but my body isn't listening. It's frozen in place, still trying to process the clusterfuck that just went down. How did this...
Get out before I change my mind. I'm never sure if face New York ever again.
Suddenly, I can move again, and I almost stumble from the release tension. My gaze flickers to Pradraic's. There's something new in his eyes, a storm of thoughts I've never seen before. But in that storm, I recognize regret, maybe even an apology. Who knows if it's genuine? These past few nights have been a real eye-opener about how much I've misjudged people. One thing's crystal clear, though. It's time to haul ass out of this nightmare. I stumble out into the night. My legs give out and I crash land on the pavement. Dragging myself up, I glare back at the entrance to the New Elysium. The snow's coming down hard now, much more intensely than earlier, covering the building in a thick white coat. Might have been magical if I wasn't seething with rage. Fuck this. Fuck all of you. God damn it. How could I have been such a fucking fool? They're all a bunch of liars. Every single one of them. Reynard. What happened to the charmer I thought I knew? Was any of that shit real, or was it all just some fucked up joke to make me the punchline of the entire fucking universe? And Pradraic. Well, now I'm just a blind tool, huh? Well, fuck him too. But I get his game. I really do. It's just pathetically sad, is what it is. At least he had my back, which is more than I can say for Reynard. I hope Pradraic gets out in one piece. No. I'm done with this city. Should have bailed the second Reynard left me out to dry. My gang needs to hear about this shit show anyhow. Looks like I'm in for a long, remorseful journey. Just what I need. Might as well drop in on D'Angelo. I owe him, and it'd be nice to actually follow through on a promise for once. Anything's better than lingering in this dump. And you're... What's the other one? Let's do D'Angelo. I am halfway to where I left my RV before I remember that not only did I promise I'd pick up D'Angelo up on the way out of New York, but that he himself asked to leave together more than once. And D'Angelo, although of unclear usefulness, is the only person in this goddamn city who hasn't lied to, manipulated, or used me. Only person I would still consider a friend. That said, the common denominator between all my former friends is none other than me. I don't have the energy right now to dig myself into that pit. Anyway, my best boy D'Angelo deserves to have his request honored, so I make a small detour and head towards his bureau. What I find there is not pretty. The whole space has been turned upside down. Papers torn and scattered, corkboards toppled over, the bare light bulbs above the desk cracked. But from that lack of bullet holes, scorched marks, broken stakes, etc., I deduce that D'Angelo probably escaped before any hunters laid their grubby paws on him. At least I hope he did. Just look around. I take a quick look around the room. The ashtray is full of squashed mini cigs, as usual, but that rancid smell is pretty much gone from the air. I can't believe I find myself missing it. A heap of those cheap noir books of his is also gone, as well as the bag of stuff he insisted on keeping for God knows what reason. Guess he really left, huh? Well, there's nothing for me here. I turn around and start to head out, but a small smudge on the door catches my attention. It's our code. What radar did I use, I mean? The symbol has been scribbled onto the door by a newbie. I can see the hesitation in the lines, but it's perfectly legible. I understand it immediately, even though it's not one I use very often. Meeting cancelled. All is well. I smile a little, seeing that chicken scratch as I imagine D'Angelo's tracing it out with supreme focus, his stinky tobacco heater in his other hand. When D'Angelo wheedled me into teaching him our secret language some months ago, I didn't think it would ever come in handy. I told him to fuck off the first 7 times he asked. Then finally I caved and taught the persistent jerk a single sign and told him to be grateful. So happy he remembered. Not only the sign, but also the act of writing it while fleeing for his own life. He believed I would come looking for him, like I promised. Such friends are rare these days. Thank the gods that for D'Angelo, at least, all is well. I'm just now realizing that I've made it here. He's kind of lifted, yet this emptiness inside isn't getting any smaller. If anything, it feels like it's expanding with no end in sight. For now, I push that feeling aside because there she stands, my ride or die, the only true escape pod from the dumpster fire of my reality. Right now, this isn't just a car. It's the gateway into our heist move that'll blast us out of the shithole and onto the freeway of whatever comes next. Hey baby, your prodigal driver's back. What did they do to you, girl? Jesus, if only I could have. At least it's my stuff that got damaged, mostly. Thank God they left your tires and engine intact. Those assholes. They'll wreck anything meaningful to me. It's alright. I'll take us home. Gonna be okay. I need you to do one more thing to get me out of here. I can't stay here any longer. I cross my fingers and hope they left the keys behind. The last thing I want is to rip you up for any further. I run past the bunkhouse, wrecked by that intrusive, cameraless search, and vault right into the driver's seat. The comfort of the worn leather creaking under my weight is a small but welcome win. That feeling short-lived. Keys are, predictably, missing. I look everywhere, the floor, glove compartment, door pocket, sun visor, even the seat crevices. Zip, zilch, nada. When I catch it, the distinct jingling of car keys. And it's directly behind me.
Looking for these, I take it?
1,000 needles jab into my brain as I struggle to respond. Did the sheriff have a change of heart about taking me out? Hold on. I know that voice. I know it deep down, even if it's all scratched up. Fuck. Could it really be?
Bad week, huh? Seriously?
Is this a joke? Kadir must have taken my head. Kadir must have taken my head back at Elysium, and all of this hell messing with me. Because why else would he pick this exact moment, of all possible moments, to make his grand comeback?
Sorry. Yeah, my mic was messing. Take your time, kid. I know it's a lot.
Can't get a word out. Seriously, why can't I speak? I've gone through hell and then some thanks to his bullshit, and now when it's finally my turn to lay into him, my voice fails me. That smirk. What a pretentious jerk. Never again. I just can't. I can't. You didn't show up.
I know. I'm sorry, Cat.
Don't you look at me like that. Don't fucking start with those puppy eyes. You're the one who left, not me.
If there was any other way, trust me, I would have taken it.
We lapse into an uneasy silence. On closer inspection, he looks like he's been through the ringer. Maybe recovering from torpor or something. But his eyes haven't lost their fire. In fact, they're burning even brighter than before. He looked like shit.
Breaking the bond will do that to you.
Bond? What's he talking about?
How's Aisling holding up? The art hole looks like a blast zone. It's a wonder that Moore didn't bite it last night.
This asshole actually have the nerve to visit the Elysium ruins after what went down? The sheer fucking hubris. Marching straight into the shitstorm like he owns the place, with the whole world on his tail, ready to gloat. Holy shit. You were there, weren't you? We almost got sniped. It should have clicked earlier. The dog. You were bonded. Reynard cracks a smile and lets out a soft whistle. Next thing I know, the Doberman I saw on the roof dashes in, wagging its tail enthusiastically, and wraps itself around Reynard's legs. He plays with the dog as he continues speaking.
You were knee-deep in shit. After that ritual, I was hanging on by a thread, but I couldn't just let you croak. Our clan, we're a rare breed. Gotta have each other's backs, remember?
Oh, and you're really looking out for us now, huh?
Beyond your wildest imagination.
As the dust settles into my mind, I recall an odd detail. Why did he inquire about the Tremere Regent? It's not like they were close or anything. I don't think so, at least. Why the sudden curiosity about Aisling?
I might have made her a promise that, honestly, I'm not planning to keep. So how's she doing?
Most of the court was pretty much unscathed, but Aisling, she got hurt bad, like really bad. I don't see her waking up anytime soon. Reynard's face relaxes.
Well, I'll be damned. That's one problem we can scratch off the list.
We? Does he actually think he can charm his way out of this? Not this time. He can take his act and shove it. Cut the shit, Reynard. There's no we anymore. Not unless you've got a damn good explanation for all the shit I dug up. He raises his hands in mock surrender.
Busted.
He shifts and sprawls into a seat, settling into his usual yarn-spinning mode. Looks like I'm gonna be treated to another story, a part of our old routine that I know all too well.
Listen, I know you've been poking around, trying to make sense of things. I get it. No hard feelings. Survival's the game we're all playing. Fill me in on what you've uncovered so I can skip the boring part.
I vow to say nothing. At first, he's lost the right to boss me around. But then, just like that, I'm an open book. He always had this knack, this uncanny ability to crack people wide open. Beats me how he does it, but damn, he still got it. So yeah, I spill everything. Well, almost. Gotta keep some cards close to my chest just in case. I tell him that the tower nabbed me over stuff I was clueless about, and that I threw him under the bus to buy some time. He nods in silent approval. He'd pull the same move in my shoes. Then I bring up Pradraic.
So the little rascal who's been tagging along in that case with Peacemaker, huh?
Why? You know him?
Not personally, no. Just aware he's out there, taking shit from both sides.
Yep. Right between a rock and a hard place.
How's he been for you?
Look, it wasn't even... What I mean is, it's not fucking relevant anymore, alright?
It's your story, kid. Spin it the way you want.
Quickly push the thoughts of Pradraic to the back of my mind. Don't need that distraction right now. I tell Reynard that the circulatory system is hot on his trail, all thanks to a leak from the fucking SAD. Like, his lack of surprise irks me. And I fill him in on Jessica, on what she thinks of him.
Jess has always had her issues with me. We're like oil and water. But she never turned down the chance to cash in on our schemes. Read into that however you like. Anyway, it's a relief to know she's doing okay.
I skipped a bit about bumping into Ellie Sansari. Something tells me that's intel best saved for later. I questioned Reynard about the arms dealing. Why even go there? Isn't our usual trade pulling in enough dough? Why with the mortals? Is it really related to the uptick in hunter activity? He gives a thoughtful and pleads for patience, a virtue I'm running low on, but I bite. Finally, I bring up Vritra, the otter keys on the Hudson. I make it clear I'm aware she's a force to be reckoned with, a genuine danger, that Reynard is involved with her in some way. It hits me mid-rant. I've been shouting the whole time. I lash out, accusing him of keeping me in the dark, of not trusting me, of using me. Then I start to cool off. Unloading all this really did help. My fury still burned strong.
You really went the extra mile, kid. I'm impressed.
He gives the dog another look, his brain obviously running some kind of grifter's calculus.
Alright, let's cut to the chase. You're in this as deep as I am, whether you like it or not, but you deserve the full story, so grab a seat. We're in for the long haul.
He slings his legs onto the table, settling into a narrative groove.
Yeah, I've been working with Vritra for over a year. All these covert ops you've been running on the dark web, Vitra's fingerprints are all over them.
Bite back my anger. Its time will come, just not now.
It wasn't overnight, but I managed to get on a good side. I'll spare you the details, but let's just say it involved ferrying herds of mortals to her enclave on the Hudson.
His voice takes on a hint of gravitas. What a prick.
And then there's the arming Aaron Fletcher with some serious firepower.
The Aaron Fletcher? How? Fletcher, the tech Mongol? So it's true, but...
Oh, that guy's a whole other story. Vritra manipulated him like a puppet, settling up his daughter's death to ensure he caught her lackey red-handed, and then saw the hunter who's been conveniently led there. It played out just as she predicted. A major hunter assembly, fueled by Fletcher's drive, and, of course, his deep pockets. It worked a bit too well for my liking, as you've probably noticed.
I cast a glance at my healing wounds. Yeah, I've noticed, asshole.
Fletcher's antics have turned the city upside down these past months, wiping out thin bloods, destroying a handful of kindred, rekindling the fuel between the Camarilla and Amarks, even drawing the attention of the Fed.
What the fuck, Reynard? Why would you agree to fuel this chaos?
It's a strategically controlled chaos, kid. Something at which Vritra excels. She's playing the long game, and her aim is to grab the city by its throat.
It can't be just that, right? His smile is sincere, for once. It also reassures me that I haven't lost my mojo.
It's all a smokescreen. She's after another prize, an ancient blood vial currently in the possession of none other than the SAD. Crazy, right? But here's the kicker.
He leans in, icy blue eyes gleaming.
This isn't just any blood. It's from Zarathustra, the Zarathustra, our clan's antediluvian.
So now you're a history buff? To be honest, I never had you down as someone who'd be into history.
This isn't about history. It's about the future. Our future.
Okay, nerd. His familius cozies up to him, staring at me with relentless intensity. Gotta admit, I've a soft spot for that dog.
Once I get close to Vritra, I bet it all on getting tasked with the heist. She's got resources, but still, it's a direct strike against our kind's most formidable foe. But hey, impossible heists are my specialty.
She must have said yes, otherwise you wouldn't be here, dumping all this drivel on me. He grins, oozing cheap soap opera villain vibes.
That's right. And here's a nugget for you, something I've kept under wraps.
Of course you did.
There was a motive behind it all, Kali. No point in sharing dreams that feel out of reach, fantasies just out of grasp. That vial, I had my sights on it long before you came along. I knew it was somewhere on the East Coast, but Vritra pinpointed its exact location. But let me be clear, sharing the blood was never part of my plans.
Wow, what a shocker. I'd be offended if he was actually going to let Vritra have it. He falls silent, lost in thought. It's rare to see him like this. Normally he'd snap back almost instantly. But not this time. Something's different.
I was there during the week of nightmares, you know. Watched our clan nearly get erased, all that reawakened hands of Zarathustra. I'm one of the survivors, and let's just say it left scars.
Feels like... shit. I'm actually sorry.
Don't sweat it. It's water under the bridge now. But that's precisely why I'm doing all of this. Whenever Vritra has planned for that vial, Doom's for all. And we're on thin ice as it is. I won't stand by and watch. It's up to us, our clan, to carve out our destiny. That vial could be the key to pulling us back from the brink, ensuring we don't just fade into obscurity.
You seriously think you can outplay her? The same kindred who sent New York into a tailspin with a flick of her wrist?
It hasn't been easy. Vritra's sharp. Before sending me on this mission, she bound me to her blood to ensure all my loyalty.
Is this what he meant by breaking the bond?
It was torture. Every plan I devised, her visage haunted me. It took me a while, but eventually I managed to concoct a plan slick enough to deceive her.
So, where's your big win? He scrunches his face like a child robbed of his toys.
That's the kicker. Last night, just as we were set to breach the SAD vault, Fletcher threw a curveball by attacking Elysium. That goddamn mess put everyone on high alert, had agencies scrambling to lock down their assets. The SAD decided to haul their stash out of the city. Classic, right?
There's a catch, of course. So what's the twist this time? Are you gonna tell me the POTUS is one of us, and you're actually teaming up to wreck the economy, ditch the feds, and snatch the vial along the way?
Oh, it's way simpler than that. Here's where it gets interesting. The SAD's rolling the convoy out under the New Year's fireworks, while everyone's eyes are glued to the sky. New Year's chaos is our cover. Everyone's gonna be looking the other way, popping champagne, while we pull off the heist of the century. I've laid the groundwork, but we need to improvise. That's where you come in.
I sensed this was coming. The way he spun the story, I know his tactics all too well.
I need someone sharp, someone with a knack for thinking on the fly, someone who doesn't just follow the script, but rewrites it. That's us, Kali. We'll dance around for Vritra's thugs and snack that vial right from under their noses. So what do you say?
What do I say? Fuck you is the first thing that comes to mind, but I keep quiet. I'm at a total loss. All I know is I want to punch him so hard his head ends up in his ass. But he did. I don't think I can ever forgive him. He's proven himself to be so utterly selfish, yet. Part of me can't deny that his insane scheme sounds exciting.
Think about it, Kali. It's not just about doing the job, it's about proving we're the shit, fulfilling our true destiny.
Suddenly, it hits me like a ton of bricks. The truth of my dear old sire. He's a murderer. The kind who wears white gloves, flashes a grin while weaving a web of lies, cheats effortlessly as if it were his right, and coldly sheds blood where it suits his agenda. A gaslighting crook, ready to rescue his child, only to betray her when she's no longer useful. How could I have been so blind, so ensnared in the illusion of daddy knows best? Well, the joke's on me. But it's over. I'm not that person anymore. No more playing the gullible child. It's time to carve my own path, and who knows, I just might beat him in his own vile game.
So, you in?
What do you think, asshole? He flashes another one of those smug smiles that makes my blood boil, but I can handle it.
I think you see the bigger picture. I think you've got the strength to put up with me a bit longer. I get your anger. It's justified. But let's do this last job together, and after, if you want me gone from your unlife, so be it.
I've got a few questions first.
Understandable. Fire away.
What's in it for you, really? Come clean, Reynard. What's in it for you, really? Don't feed me that save the clan nonsense.
But that's exactly the reason, Callie. We're thinning out, and the ones left are too weak to keep our legacy alive. We're destined to dilute our blood into nothing, but it doesn't have to end like that. We've got a shot at putting things back on course.
It's a load of crap, and we both know it. I play along, though, nodding like I'm deep in thought.
Have I quenched your thirst for knowledge?
I used to find this bullshit captivating, irresistible even. I'm a changed kindred now.
It's a lot to digest, I get it. No rush, kiddo. Decide in your own time. It's all up to you. If you're in for the ride, catch me tomorrow night, 2 hours before dawn. We'll meet at our regular Chinatown haunt. I'll be waiting for you.
He gets up and strides towards our back end. He gets up and strides toward the back exit, his familius trailing dutifully behind.
Remember, whatever you choose, we're still solid. Good seeing you, Callie. Take care.
Yeah. The moment he's gone, I collapse onto the steering wheel. My thoughts are all over the place. I mean, jumping into this is clearly idiotic, isn't it? But the prospect of pulling off a major heist sets my whole body abuzz, overpowering my better judgment. Damn, my mind is a mess. Time to clear my head and figure out where to crash for the day. Hopefully, Mato won't mind me bunking at his workshop.
So, you weren't just bragging, huh?
Mato gives my RV a thorough once-over, his gaze tracing every line and shadow. There's an unmistakable hint of desire in his look, but he keeps his hands to himself at least.
It's really something. Do all Ravnos roll in style like this?
Couldn't tell ya. There aren't enough of us to keep tabs on each other. Mato falls silent. The sort of deep contemplation doesn't match his brawny exterior, but it's clear he's genuine. Otherwise, I might have sassed it off.
Is it true? What everyone's whispering about Elysium and all?
Yep. He backs off when he sees I'm not keen on sharing more. He's a rare one, this Mato.
I should get going, but just one more question.
Shoot.
Is Patty okay?
He's fine, I think. Last I saw him, he was fine. Dodged the worst of it, luckily. I can feel the relief washing over him. I sincerely believe Patty doesn't deserve your friendship, oh gentle giant.
Alright then. All the garage is yours. Get some rest, Callie. You look like hell.
I'll do my best. He gives a nod as if tipping an invisible hat and walks off. But I'm left feeling like I missed something crucial. Mato?
Yeah?
Thanks. Really, I owe you one.
Forget about it.
That goofy grin of his lights up and he disappears into the building next door. Now, it's just me. I thought cruising around the city at night might untangle my thoughts. Instead, it's knotted them together even tighter. Every sensible part of me wants to cut and run, to leave all this madness behind. But then there's that impulsive side that's been leading the charge since day one, convincing me there might just be some merit to Reynard's crazy plan. If being a raven has taught me anything, it's that snap decisions tend to work out for me in the end. I'm not going to decide anything right this minute. For now, I'm out. I'll see where my head's at come nightfall.
I'm begging you, mistress. None of us saw that coming. It's just... Maybe the lad's wrong. Maybe we shouldn't trust...
Violence.
Mistress?
I find no reason to doubt that bewildered boy. He may speak with defiance, but his hunger for what I've offered him is too great to be ignored. It is a bitter pill to swallow, but we've indeed been outmaneuvered. You shall bear the brunt of that mistake. Of that you can be certain. But now is not the time for groveling. We must act.
What should we do?
You and those two other imbeciles remain integral to the scheme. Maintain your roles. Pretend that nothing has changed, and be utterly convincing. Once you secure the item, dispose of the others.
All of them?
All of them.
In spite of last night's paralysis, the second my eyes open, my mind's already made up. I'm just wired to follow my gut, to be driven by impulses. The good, the bad, the totally random. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm jumping into the fray. I'm backing Reynard, not because I'm still hung up on him or because it's some noble pipe dream he has for our clan. Hell no. I'm in it purely for the thrill of the new. It's pretty much a death wish, but screw it. Comes with the Ravenos territory. Who the hell is knocking on my RV?
Golly, you in there? Get out here, fast!
Oh, it's just my kind host. What choice do I have but to oblige? Motto, what's going on?
Look, Callie, I'm really sorry, but you need to leave. Now.
Did I mess up or something? He looks all twisted up, like he's been on high alert since last night.
Nah, you didn't. It's just some serious shit hit the fan, and I only just found out. Staying here isn't safe for you.
Is it that bad?
It's a goddamn disaster.
I would grill him for more, but his disaster isn't my circus. Not anymore. I've got other places to be. Give me 5 and I'm out of your hair.
Thanks. It's for the best, really. Hit me up in a few months, yeah? Once everything's cooled down.
Doubtful. I'm basically an outcast now, and I wasn't planning a return trip either. This place is a magnet for bullshit.
I see. Well, that's too bad, really. But in case you change your mind...
We'll see. Stay safe, Motto. He gives me a frantic nod, his mind obviously racing somewhere else. What the hell are the Anarchs up to? Yeah, whatever. I'm out. First things first, I've got to drive my baby to a nice isolated parking spot. There are plenty in the city, so my RV should be pretty safe. Next, a rendezvous with Reynard and his endless drivel. I hope he's at least cooked up a plan that doesn't require my final death. I'm gonna do everything I can to get that vial, and then we'll see how good I really am at surfacing through sheer fucking charm. Chaos. I show up early. Way too early. I tell myself it's just my usual routine, checking the perimeter to make sure there aren't any red flags. Old habits die hard, I guess. I'm on the prowl, eyes peeled for any signs of a trap, or anyone looking for trouble. I scour the place for our secret messages, desperate for something that yells, "Callie, babe, this one's for you." Then I grab the best hiding spot I can find, slip into the shadows, and settle in to wait. And wait. And wait. God damn it, where is he? I pace relentlessly while the infamous clock of Tribeca Tower mocks my naivety. Minutes turn to hours, and I start feeling like a complete moron, waiting for he who never shows. Deja vu slaps me in the face, hard. Same shit, different night. Well, maybe the gritty Manhattan backdrop adds some flavor to the bitterness. Hardly a week's gone by, and here I am, repeating my mistakes. Except now, I'm willingly blindfolded, fully aware of the shitstorm I'm marching into. Damn, I'm too wired to think straight. Why the hell would Reynard ditch now, especially when he's the one who asked for my help? Unless he played me, again, which would make me the queen of fools. Makes no sense, though. No fucking sense at all. Another half hour of fuming, I start walking around randomly, hoping to bump into him just through some sheer luck. Turns out I should have bailed earlier, because the asshole did leave a hint after all. My search was just half-assed. He tweaked over some hobo signs, mixing in just enough of our code to make it barely noticeable. Must have been a rush job, or I would have spotted it way sooner. The sign that usually means free medical help now reads, "This is a decoy, head this way." It's pointing towards Times Square. God, there's something about this situation. Something I've missed so much. It's not the sign itself, it's a person behind it. The familiarity and those messed up strokes. The sense that it was meant just for me. I loathe the thought, but it wraps me up completely in this twisted sense of home. Plan's perverse idea of belonging.
Focus on the damn job. You're a pro. You rule your emotions. They don't rule you. Remember that, kid.
I snap out of it, give myself a couple of good, refreshing slaps, and shove that yearning, the ache that brings nothing but ruin, back into the furthest courses of my mind. Reynard's own damned advice finally clicked. So at least there's that. Head for the subway without a second thought. I've got a direction, just a sliver of time to brace myself for whatever's down the road. I find him waiting in an alley a couple blocks away from Carnegie Hall. He's strutting around with that smug grin of his, showing off his perfect teeth. It's a miracle his loud overcoat doesn't drown at the New Year's Eve celebration. my sire, the king of bullshit, just an infuriating, memorable as ever. Seems they chose the spot carefully. It's shockingly quiet here. Whatever's planned, it's clear they want to keep any uproar around the convoy to a controlled minimum. Everything feels so mundane, aside from the distant sounds of revelry and the view of the Times Square ball. The moment Reynard senses me nearby, he turns around and gives me an aggravatingly casual salute, signaling for me to come over.
You wouldn't let me down, kid.
Sure you did. I spot 3 other kindred with him, all dressed in black and gray, radiating that weird aura that seems to pull the shadows closer to them.
Evening, ma'am. Mr. Cassel.
The trio fans out on Reynard's signal, scoping out the street. I stand my ground, arms crossed, ready to vent my irritation when he comes over.
You don't know Tarmas? I'm honestly baffled you haven't bumped into him yet. That guy's all over the shop.
Tarmas? What is he, the Greek god of assholery or something?
Nah, just his alias. Smells like something from a Blake poem. He's all about the esoteric horseshit.
I let the silence hang for a while, trying to figure him out. But he's more of a closed book than ever. So, all those guys, they're Vritra's crew. He pauses, smiling over his answer.
Some of them, yeah.
I drop my voice to a whisper. Can we trust them? I wouldn't trust them with a bottle opener.
Trust? Who said anything about
His gaze sharpens, annoyance flickering across his face. Doesn't happen often, but I've seen it before.
getting cold feet, Callie? It's all or nothing with me, you know that. Either you get fully on board and trust my lead, or we're done here.
I give him a hard look. I just don't think these guys can actually pull it off.
They'll manage. Plus, they're La Sombra.
And that means...
Means shit in general, but tonight they're providing the digital offense. Any kind of modern tech goes haywire around them. Makes us nearly invisible to smartphone cameras.
That's either incredibly risky or downright brilliant. Reynard is rarely off the mark. Still not clear on what I'm supposed to be doing. He locks eyes with me for the first time since we met up last night. Gone is any hint of the warmth I remember, replaced entirely by purpose. Chilling, undiluted purpose. It scares the undead shit out of me.
I need you to be yourself, Callie. That cunning, sharp-tongued performer I embraced under the glare of that burning effigy. You've got this. Trust me. I wouldn't bet against you.
It better be a damn good bet. His grin, phony as a $3 bill, somehow eases the tension. We just sit there for a while, soaking in the moment, a rare thing for our clan. Part of me aches to trust him. Damn, he's making it so incredibly tempting. It would be so easy, so soothing to let down my walls and shove all my skepticism aside. It would hurt a lot less. But I can't let myself go there. Not with everything that's gone down. I've got to stay sharp, keep my defenses up. Always on alert. Especially against him. Why tonight? Why the hell would the SAD choose tonight, of all nights, to move their stash out of the city?
Best guess? Someone at the top freaked out and started barking orders without stopping to think. Works in our favor, obviously. But there's some logic to this madness. Blending in, using the chaos for cover, it's their idea of staying safe, but...
He cuts himself off and quickly rises to his feet.
You'll have to figure out the rest as we go. Shit's about to go down.
Just then, I catch a signal from one of the La Sombras. The convoy's about to approach.
Come, let's give those folks the show of a lifetime.
Slipping back into my old self feels like putting on a worn-out pair of jeans. Familiar and comforting, but you know all the places they pinch. So even as I'm chafing, I pretend everything's the same. Like we're just two old pals, him teaching, me learning. There's still some twisted respect there, I admit, but I'm not blinded by his bullshit anymore. This is the only way I can pull this off. That's my secret to keeping a poker face, even when I'm drowning in this sea of lies. Perhaps to truly discover myself, I had to vanish into the chaos first, but now I can see clearly. I'm Callie, a Ravnos through and through. I'm my own damned self, not some puppet on strings. Let's fucking do this. By the time I get to Reynard, he's already in full swing, working the fast-growing crowd.
Gentlemen, if I may have your undivided attention just for a moment. Yes, you too, big guy. I need you all to be a part of this. Without you, there's no magic.
He pauses for dramatic effect, casting his gaze around, and somehow everyone immediately turns toward him, fixated on his captivating gestures. What the actual fuck, Reynard? Thought we were aiming for Loki.
Hang tight, kid. Let the maestro do his work.
He weaves through the crowd, pulling in the stragglers with his charm and dazzling them with quick-fingered tricks. I catch sight of a few smartphones coming out, but two of our La Sombra crew are on it, sticking close to ensure all recordings end up a grainy mess.
Tonight, we're diving headfirst into the unknown, an expedition of wonder. Are you with me?
There's a resounding hell yeah! I keep my own lips sealed.
To the fine folks gathered in this crazy, beautiful jungle, tonight, you're the key masters to the secrets of the universe. But I gotta ask, are your minds open? Are you prepared to question everything you've ever believed?
The crowd's lapping this shit up.
We're just puppets to the rules. The laws of physics, moral codes, you name it. And let's not forget ordinances, the chains of our so-called society. I bet you know exactly what I mean. Especially you, sir. Yes, you in the cashmere vest. You look like you've got a couple of unfair parking tickets to your name, am I right?
The joke's lame as hell, but the crowd laughs anyway.
But what if I said, fuck the rules tonight? What if I showed you the truth, so wild it breaks every damn law, and paves the path to true freedom? In a second, my beautiful assistant and I are going to blow your minds with something that's been years in the making. It ain't a simple trick. It challenges what we accept as reality. So, one more time, are you with me?
The crowd's buzzing, which gives me a moment to jab Reynard in the side. Jesus, Reynard, this was your master plan, working the crowd?
Come on. Don't be such a Debbie Downer. You love this. You're the headliner after all. Our spectacle. It's your call.
You've lost your goddamn mind.
We've rocked this shit before, Callie. loads of times. It's gonna be legendary, trust me.
I won't trust him, thank you very much, but even though I act pissed, I'm secretly buzzing with excitement. I know exactly the kind of magic we're gonna work tonight. Okay, we're rolling with a 2-2-3. That's our shorthand for the trick's complexity and style we're about to pull off. It's his brainchild, so he gets the message right away. With a little twist, though.
I trust you know what you're doing.
Of course. I'm going with my gut. He nods and hypes up the crowd even more.
Now, my friends, we're going beyond illusion, beyond mere tricks of the eye. This is real magic. The kind of magic that makes matter reform and change at the flick of a magician's wrist. Tonight, we're gonna blow the lid off what you've always known. The shit the government buries to play us for idiots. Tonight, we'll make the impossible possible. So please, give a round of applause to this brave heart who has volunteered to be the focus of our upcoming journey.
I slip into the role of the trick's subject, my current mood adding a touch of reluctance and irritation. My nods heavy with theatrical impatience.
A journey of truth tearing down the facade of our world. A journey in which my assistant will command the very essence of the universe itself to bend her will, as easily as a blade of grass bends under the power of a hurricane. It's a spectacle not of trickery, but of transcendence. Forget the smoke, mirrors, CGI, or any hidden tricks. Tonight, we're diving deep with our collective psyche and the sheer force of the mind, bending the reality of compact dimensions.
He spins the bullshit, flailing around me in what looks like a mystical ritual, urging everyone to join in an idiotic effort to make me vanish.
Oi! Raven! The SAD, they're here!
I jerk my head towards him. That dumbass from Vritra's gang is pointing at some plain van rolling up, shadowed by a dark sedan. Both jammed up, thanks to our street act. Reynard spots them and smirks like he's just won the lottery.
Good to go, kid?
Yeah, let's fucking do this.
Knock their socks off. Make sure you grab everyone's attention.
I nod, stepping forward with my killer smile, arms raised and drawing attention as I drop into a graceful bow.
Ladies and gentlemen, and anyone in between, I dare you to raise your eyes to the sky to witness the miracle of bright nights and rushing tides.
My hand shoots up with a mesmerizing flourish, pointing at the crescent moon, and all the eyes in the crowd follows as if led on a leash. I almost faint when new and still untamed power surges through me. The power of exposing what is seen out of the corner of one's eye, what is omitted and forgotten, what is uncanny and frightening. And before the very eyes of the curious onlookers, a silver of the strikingly pale moon grows within the boundless void, as if pulled out of the cosmos inch by an unknown force, until it shines down brightly on the gathered crowd. I would have smirked if I wasn't so focused on maintaining the illusion. No, not maintaining. Pushing it further. I wave my hands in exaggerated movements stolen bit by bit from an old anime I used to obsess over as a kid and let out a wild, unhinged scream. Blood Moon, heed my call. Reveal your true colors. The moon shimmers against the ocean of ink, starting to fade back into the sprawling darkness, till it doesn't. From top to bottom and left to right, its pale glow stained with a swiftly deepening, eerie crimson. By the time the hungry red completely consumes it, the crowd's on edge, borderline scared. Uncertain whispers ripple through, bouncing from lip to lip. But I'm not done. Now. Fall. My hands twist in the air, reaching up as if to grab the moon, trying to pluck it out of its eternal nest and hurl it onto Mother Earth. The moon pulses high in the sky, then starts to grow and grow and grow, like a comet, like a meteor, like an impending doom. The crowd shudders, shielding their eyes, and then the moon vanishes like it was never there. First, there's silence. The crowd realizes every billboard, every conceivable screen along the street, instead of displaying an ad for the latest top-shelf water saturator, seems to be showing the image of my illusion, the televised blood moon, now streaming $6.99 per month. Then everything goes wild. I watched the reaction from just beyond the crowd, unnoticed by the captivated onlookers. Nobody saw me slip off the stage. Nobody except Reynard, who shoots me a nod of quiet acknowledgement. Unseen, I meld back from the shadows just beyond the crowd, unnoticed by the captivated onlookers. Only then does the tension slam into me like a truck, nearly sending me to my knees. It worked. It fucking worked. I sigh. A pointless reflex, but it somehow resets my inner balance, even as this nagging unease, this dread of screwing up, continues to slither up my spine. I clench my jaw and stand my ground, locked in, fully alert. Reynard's got the crowd worked up past the point of no return, the La Sombre trios scanning every corner, watching the SAD's van like hawks. That van, so plain and unnoticed, carries a vial of vitae so ancient it challenges all logic. Do those agents actually know the significance of their cargo? SAD, Special Affairs Division. A rare breed of mortals with insight into our hidden world, spearheading the crusade against all evil. It feels like some messed up fairy tale, but hey, I used to say the same shit about vampires, didn't I? The agents step out. The driver leading the way, shotguns at the ready, their gazes laser focused on the mob. They're beyond pissed. The driver attempts to disperse the crowd, screaming his lungs out, but it's like shouting into a black hole. They're stuck deep into their own heads thanks to Reynard's manipulation.
Can't you see? We've just started, and here they are, breathing down our necks, trying to control us, trying to fucking chain you up. But are you really gonna let that happen? Are you gonna let them rip your freedom away just like that?
As if on cue, the crowd starts booing the convoy's guards, who are just totally lost trying to make sense of the chaos. In the midst of it all, the La Sombre trio moves into place smoother than shadows. I'm on edge, jittery, waiting for any moment.
What are we waiting for, people? Let's tear them a new one.
With Reynard's words lighting the fuse, the crowd explodes in fury, closing in on the guards who were frantically trying not to pull any triggers. The other two agents in the sedan are completely overrun, trapped by the seething mob. Reynard gives me a signal and melts into the crowd, beelining to the van. Weaving through the crowd, I make my way towards the driver, gently pushing bystanders aside with finesse and resolve. It doesn't take long before I spot a promising-looking key swinging from his belt. I edge closer, focused and driven, though the exhilaration almost betrays me. My hand barely shakes with excitement as I grasp the key, but the agent senses the slight tug and instantly turns, our eyes meeting in a silent standoff. I'm nobody. Don't sweat it. You've got bigger problems, buddy. The agent, strangely sane given what he just bypassed, nods and turns to fend off the increasingly aggressive crowd. I make a swift exit, not sticking around to see how it all plays out. I head to the van. With the key in hand, I could just snatch that violent run, but a firm grip on my shoulder stops me.
Nicely done, kid. Now, hand over the key.
His gaze is chilling, void of warmth. Let go of me. We're running out of goddamn time. Look at the crowd. You wound them up way too much.
I know. Give me the key. I'll get the vial as fast as I can.
Before I can even snap back, he's already darting towards the van. My hand is suddenly empty. I try to give chase, but the throng of people swells and effectively blocks my path. The nagging unease slithers up my spine yet again. Feels like a damned century, but finally Reynard struts out the van holding a wrapped up bundle close to his chest like it's the Palladian diamond. I'm waving like a maniac, trying to get his attention. But he straight up ignores me. I yell and try to break through the wall of noise, and just when I'm about to, a shotgun tears through the din, a deafening silence in its wake. Panic fractures the crowd. The SAD agents finally comprehend the clusterfuck, but it's too late. Armas and a psycho La Sombra crew rip into them, removing any chance of retaliation. It's pure anarchy. The Tharmas, that crazy bastard, turns on Reynard with a snarl. The other La Sombra pouts on the other agents who've just managed to stumble out of their sedan. And me? I'm just standing there, paralyzed, completely fucking useless. Amid this mayhem, the Times Square ball illuminates the night with vibrant colors as it nears the end of its descent. It's weirdly gorgeous. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen. My voice falters. Reynard? Question. Reynard. He was everything. My maker, my mentor, my shield. The supreme overlord of bullshit, but now when he looks at me, there's nothing there. I don't know who this person is. Maybe the Reynard I thought I knew was never real to begin with. Stop it. Reynard, stop! His gaze jumps from the vial he's clutching to Tharmas, then to me, and then he's gone, dashing towards Central Park, just fucking off and leaving me stranded. Again. I finally shut my way out of the crowd, barely noticing Tharmas and one of the other La Sombra goons in pursuit of Reynard. I'm not really focused on them. No, it's because that last La Sombra is coming at me, eyes screaming, "I'm gonna fuck you up," against the backdrop of the bloodied SAD sedan. Is this the kindred equivalent of staring down the barrel? I fight back as hard as I can, but he's just too strong. He slams me to the ground, his eyes burning with a wild frenzy, hungry for my final death. I close my eyes, steeling myself for what comes next. It's close, I can sense it. My reckoning. And then, pain. Excruciating pain, like a blade carving through my cheekbone, burrowing towards my brain. But the oblivion doesn't come. Instead, the heavy weight of a motionless corpse pins me down, oddly comforting, like a big, warm, chunky blanket on a winter night. My eyes snap open. The somber thug, his head adoring vest, rolls off me in slow motion. It's the same bullet that obliterated his skull must have kissed my cheek, too. The sidewalk next to me erupts with a deafening blast. I'm up and running before I can think twice, not even glancing back because it's clear the SAD isn't fucking around. They've got snipers ready to pick me off. The crowd's thinning, but there are enough people left for me to slip away. I'm heading straight for Central Park. With every step, wrath grows within me like a tidal wave, stronger and more vicious than ever. When the sounds finally reach me, the outcome of the pursuit is obvious. Reynard's on the losing side. The only breaks in the sickening rhythm of soft, fleshy impacts are his agonized groans. I edge closer, stepping from shadow to shadow, careful not to land myself in a similarly shitty scenario. When I finally see him, holy fuck. Reynard looks like hell, legs broken, nose caved in. That smug grin of his has been wiped away clean. A few dark stains show where the damage got too severe. His vitae, now still, painting the dimly lit pavement. And then there's Tharmas, flaunting the prize that Reynard was so desperate to get, now firmly in his grasp. Mockingly dangled just out of my sire's reach. He carefully unwraps the curse, the cause of all this ruin, holding it up to catch the moonlight. The relic of my lineage, essence without form. Zapasura's blood.
All that chaos over this little thing. Seriously. Cassel, your pathetic bloodline just doesn't justify such defiance.
Honestly, it's hard to argue with that. The blood looks mundane, just slightly darker and thicker than the regular stuff. But there's more to it. An elusive, intangible allure. Something hypnotic. As if it's whispering to me.
Give it to me. Give.
Another sickening sound, another bone gone wrong. This time his arm, twisted like a corkscrew. The wound couldn't heal properly, but God, he's a wreck. And I feel nothing. Absolutely nothing. Tharmas quickly stuffs the bundle back into his jacket and signals his La Sombre goon to keep an eye on Reynard. Then he grabs the machete, the same one Reynard magically whipped out against him not too long ago. The thought of diving in to save my sire barely tickles my brain, then disappears before I can consciously squash it.
Time to wrap things up, eh? Cassel.
Oh, fuck you.
Even in the faint moonlight, I see his teeth scatter through the air and disappear into the fluffy snow.
You know, Vritra wanted me to officially thank you for all your efforts before putting an end to your sorry ass, but yeah, fuck that. We're short on time.
Reynard manages a laugh, although it sounds strange, wheezy. Surprisingly, it doesn't feel like a laughter of resignation.
It's so damn funny.
Suddenly, a massive Doberman launches straight at Tharmas, knocking him down towards me. The dog snaps Tharmas' neck with a vicious bite that's nearly surgical, and his head rolls gently away from his body. I'm pretty sure Tharmas saw me before being decapitated. Just didn't have the chance to rat me out to his buddy. Reynard's machete falls close by. I pick it up almost unconsciously. It's nice to find something tangible in my hand, to feel. It reminds me that what I'm seeing is real. The ever-present New York Eve's lights glint off of its blade. The music from Times Square amps up, drowning out all the sounds in the world. Reynard's poor, loyal mutt doesn't make it. The other La Sombre goon finishes it off with a swift, lethal strike, and the dog's departure is marked by a soft, regretful whimper. Shame. I had more affection for that dog than its master. The goon makes a move for Tharmas's corpse, going for the vial. I don't even blink, don't pause to think. I just let loose with the machete, pouring every ounce of strength into one strike. His head hits the ground with a thud, his body crumpling right after. I can't feel my legs. Reynard catches my eye but keeps his mouth shut. Whether he's physically unable or just doesn't want to speak, I don't know. It's not like I give a damn. I grab the bundle and peel it open. Holding that vial up to the moonlight, it looks underwhelming. But how could such a simple thing spark so much madness? This aura it gives off. Power, potential, risk, lineage, the threat of eternal demise. This could brighten the future or spell the doom of my entire clan.
Ali. Fuck.
His voice barely cuts through the buzzing in my ears. The numbness has spread from my legs. I can barely move my fingers. Even my eyelids feel frozen.
Ali, hand it over. Please.
I've never felt less like myself.
Just a sip, goddammit. I'll be up. And running in no time.
I've never felt more like myself either. No.
Ali, things could go back to how they were. Together, we could do so much more. Reach heights.
Shut the fuck up, Reynard. Just shut up for once. And he does. For once, he actually listens. I finally see you for who you are, and I'm just tired of your bullshit. I'm done letting you spew any more of it.
You ungrateful cunt. I should... you own me.
I owe you nothing. You've earned every bit of this yourself. Now, a distant radio crackle and the sound of footsteps signal that the SAD has picked up my scent. Now, you deal with the fallout. I slip the vial into my belt bag and start to walk. Feeling returns to my body like it's made of lead, but I can move again.
Won't you walk away from me, kid? I made you.
I keep walking. I don't dare look back. I can't bear to.
Ali.
I break into a full sprint. I just can't. I need to get out of here. I get swept up again by the night crowd. I get swept up by the crowd again. Oh God. My instincts are screaming in overdrive and as a wildfire of pure, raw, unadulterated panic threatens to explode inside my head. Then it hits me. The familiarity of this crowd, its rhythm, pulsing, moving as one, buzzing from every conceivable high, pulsating with anticipation, desire, ecstasy. This crowd is where I belong.
Bye.
I literally came into this world this way. My mom gave birth to me in the middle of a desert rave, right in the goddamn public pool. All my firsts happened in the heart of such a crowd. First deception, first puff of weed, first psychedelic journey, first true intimacy, first shady deal. It was in a crowd like this that I was embraced.
4.
hell, Reynard, why... He had a knack for making everything seem within reach, for making me believe that this unlife of ours meant something. That I meant something. Was I nothing more than a tool in your hands? Did any truth ever escape your lips? Or was it all lies?
Free!
I let the sea of bodies carry me, transform me, merging into the totality of sensations, a singular, overwhelming experience. And just like that, I'm back to myself. No more SAD tales to worry about. If they were ever really on to me, I'm sure they got distracted by the decoy I dropped in Central Park. I feel like shit. But for the past week, pretty much everyone's been treating me like shit, and some have had it way longer, just dressed up as care. Pradraic.
Two.
It's only now that I catch sight of the Times Square ball hanging right above me. The countdown's on. Almost midnight. Welcome 2025. The year brimming with potential. The year for change. But what about you, my dear phony caitiff? What will you change to? Or will you remain obsessed with the belief that the answers lie somewhere beyond? That all you need is patience and diligence, and you'll be led to them in the end like a lost sheep. I truly hope you find your way back to reality. Maybe.
One!
Maybe then, I'll track you down. You'll be all stiff and awkward, and I'll hassle you till your eyes roll from their sockets. And together, we'll work it all out.
Let's go!
Happy New Year, my ass! I finally break free from the crowd. A quick scan of the area shows no immediate threats. No SAD, no hunters, no damn ivory tower in sight. Good. I'm done with this city. My memory of getting here is all foggy. I must have strayed off the path more than a few times because it's late as hell, with the sun about to peek over the skyline. How much time do I have left? 20 minutes? Maybe 30 if I'm lucky. Finally, I round the corner of the parking lot where I left my RV. There's a surge of relief when I spot her tucked away in the shadows, still in one piece. The shadows don't feel empty.
Callie.
We're not alone. Fucking hell, Pradraic, don't sneak up on me like that. You're just here to... He's trying to act cool, slouching against my RV. But every line of his lanky body screams blood, wounds, agony, even if his face isn't showing it at all. In fact, it's totally blank in that familiar, almost comforting way, but... Something's off about his whole demeanor. The way he looks at me, the way he's standing here as if he's not pouncing at me only because the pain's holding him back. My gut always goes nuts when I'm facing a real danger, and right now, I listen. So I come to a halt. What's wrong? Are you hurt?
Fine. It seems the SAD has started hiring amateurs. Or they're just slipping up, as I am sure you are well aware.
I am well aware, but how the hell does he know that? I just nod curtly and keep my mouth shut.
I'm sorry about Reynard. I get that he was a flawed man who caused you more than enough suffering, but grief is rarely just black or white, is it? And while I never knew my own sire, I sympathize. I'm truly sorry for your loss.
How do you... You've been spying on me? He shrugs with one shoulder, a pathetic attempt at nonchalance.
Knowing things is what I do. Knowledge is power, right? And on that topic of knowledge...
He takes a step towards me, and I instinctively take one back, tensing up, ready to flee or fight. He stops, gazing at me with his big, empty eyes.
Why don't you hand over that vial?
So this is it, huh? I really am just a lone rogue. Callie versus the goddamn world. I'd laugh, but there's no joy left in me. Not even a trace of sarcasm. All this time, you lying sack of shit.
I'm not your enemy, Callie. I just need the vial. Hand it over, please.
In the end, survival's the game we play. Refuse? No, absolutely not. He sighs again, raising his hand to pinch the bridge of his nose.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be. I'm asking nicely for now.
I feel my hackles rise, bristling like thorns. And I'm refusing nicely. Fuck off. I'm not giving you anything. I hiss at him, back hunched and fangs bared. Curiosity killed the raven. Why? Why the hell are you doing this? To kiss the sheriff's ass? To put me in my place? Tell me.
I told you, it's knowledge I'm after.
Be more specific. I'm just a blind tool, remember?
Callie.
He struggles a bit, his voice hanging in the air.
I told you about my Malkavian heritage. It has plagued me for as long as I can remember. That vial.
That vial contains my heritage, not yours.
That vial, more than anything, holds immense power. A force vast enough to either usher in our doom or unlock the gateway to uncharted possibilities. It all hinges on who claims it first.
He hesitates, but seems too exhausted to keep up with his facade of secrets.
Vritra is certain the blood will expand her mind. You assured me it would grant her unique insight into the nature of our kind, and, in turn, the nature of my voice.
I stare at him, mouth agape. Are you fucking serious right now? He just nods, his expression unreadable. I don't even know where to start. You've been in cahoots with Vritra the whole time. I thought... You made me think you were scared shitless of her.
I am scared of her. I really am, but... Callie, I'm old. Far older than you. 4 times your age, at least. I survived the fall of London. I've witnessed the true extent of the eternal struggle. I've even learned to outsmart the conflicting voices in my head. But this one bizarre, distinct voice, I have to know why. It still haunts me. I can't go on without answers. Vritra, you promised me that.
I burst out laughing, fury and disbelief coursing through my veins. Oh, she promised you. Really? You absolute moron.
Ellie.
I've never met her, not even once, and I'm 100% sure she's gonna fuck you over. How could she not? She fucks over everyone. He doesn't seem to hear me.
You don't know her like I do. I have been in talks with her for months. She is reasonable, if strict. Stay on her good side, and she delivers on her promises.
How can you be so naive? Has she actually come through with anything she's promised? Or has she just been stringing you along, using those promises as bait? He shakes his head, not in disagreement, but as if he wanted to dislodge my words from his ear.
Just hand over the vial.
Patty, wake up. Your obsession's leading you right to your own pit of decay. What happened to your instincts? To all those voices that prophesize the future? Where are they now when you're about to entrust Vritra with unimaginable power? Can't you see the end of the world in the making? What's wrong with you?
Everything is wrong with me.
The raw fury in his voice shocks me. I've never seen him so unhinged, eyes ablaze, fangs out, fingers curled into claws and ready for a fight. But just as quickly, he regains his composure, shaking his head again and relaxing his hands.
I'm going to ask you one last time. Please, hand over the vial. I know the past few nights have been hell for you, though no fault of your own. And for what it's worth, I've grown to like you. I really don't want this to get ugly. But I need that vial, so hand it over now.
You're so dumb for a smartass. You're smart. One of the smartest kindred I've ever met, but you're too stupid to see that I can't do that. I won't. I turn away from him and storm off towards the RV. But I don't get very far.
Give me the vial.
Suddenly, I'm no longer in control of my own body. My limbs are stiff, head frozen in place, voice lost. I'm a marionette, and my puppeteer has just pulled my strings taut. I turn against my own will, legs straining in protest, and step by step I walk towards Pradraic, who is looking at me steadily, one hand extended and fingers dancing subtly, as if orchestrating my every move. And I can't stop. No matter how much I scream inside my head, urging my muscles to defy him, there's nothing I can do to break free from Pradraic's indomitable will. I march right up to him and slowly reach into my belt bag with a trembling hand. And then it stops. Pradraic pauses for a moment, his head dropping towards his dice ring. He starts spinning it erratically with a distant look in his eyes, and though the invisible strings still tug at my limbs, I can feel them loosen with every damn spin. The moment his concentration wavers, I seize my chance. In that fleeting second of Pradraic's hesitation, I grab the wooden stake he gave me on that first night we met and drive it into his heart in one swift move. He lets out a soft, startled sound and crumples onto the ground, unmoving. Only his eyes betray his consciousness. Dazed, astonished, and absolutely terrified. I can't believe I feel sorry for him, that same jerk who pulled me along and pretended to care for nearly a week. Christ, I must be some kind of magnet for a very specific brand of asshole, proven twice over in just one night. Well, lesson learned. The worst part is, this isn't even your fault. Pradraic can't respond, of course, but hell, I'm not even sure who I'm talking to, him or myself. I crouched down, head buried between my knees, desperately trying to choke back the panic and grief swelling up at me like a tide. Dawn is upon us. I can't just break down now, damn it. I need to get out of here. I glance at Pradraic, but quickly look away, seeing his eyes empty and soulless. I could remove the stake. Nobody deserves to burn alive, unable to do anything about it, but I just know he won't let up. My gut screams the second I pull that stake out, he'll come at me again, stubborn as hell. And right now, my gut's the only thing I trust. Pradraic lied to me over and over again about his ring, his motives, his ties to Vritra. How can I trust him not to hurt me when he's just like everybody else? Maybe it's time I really start living like one of my kind, minding my own business instead of sticking my nose into others, even with the best of intentions. Survival's the game we all play. But it's the sun that dictates the rules. So let's have the sun decide. I leave Pradraic sprawled out on the ground and hop into my RV. I start the engine, slam my foot on the gas. You gotta look out for yourself, Callie. Nobody else is gonna do it. You gotta look out for yourself. I chant the words over and over and over like a mantra as I drive away, leaving behind Pradraic, the Camarilla, the Anarchs, the city, this whole fucking mess, while the vial containing the blood of my most ancient of ancestors burns a hole in my belt bag. You gotta look out for yourself, Callie. If I'm really just looking out for myself, why the hell do I feel so wrecked? This is my fucked up reckoning. And nothing in the world can take it away. The vial rests in my palm, heavy with both promise and burden. Blood inside is dark, thick like syrup, and there seems to be a faint warmth to it. Maybe that's just me making things up. I'm pretty good at that. I was taught by the best of the best, after all. It looks so harmless, so bland, so plain, so boring. Blood of an antediluvian. Progenitor of my entire dwindling clan. God, I can't even remember his name.
Sapathsura.
Right, that guy. I'm not even sure if Reynard actually believed his own tale about saving our clan from extinction. What did he say again? The last time Sapathsura woke up, he almost wiped out all his descendants. That was just the start of the mayhem. Sounds like a load of crap, but I really don't know. Honestly, I feel like I don't know anything anymore. And yet, everyone's desperate to get their hands on this cursed thing. Aisling, Vritra, Reynard, Pradraic. Oh, Pradraic, you brilliant idiot. What would he do if he was in my shoes? He'd probably hold on to it and launch into some long-winded rant about the importance of knowledge. What he actually did was... Damn it. Really gonna miss that goofball. Or at least the vision of him I knew before tonight. The version that never really existed. Did I become such a fragile mess? But this vial looks just as fragile. I can just throw it away, watch the glass break, and the blood splatter everywhere. Blood. Feed. Hunger. I guess I'll be like Pradraic and hang on to you for a bit longer. It'll be our little secret. After all, I'm a Ravnos. The rogue, the raven, the trickster. I am the secrets I keep. Wow.
Well, I died.
Mad ship sunk.
It's a shame, but oh well. Maybe too disappointed. Too much, I guess. I'll just dream about it then.
Goodbye.
Good shot, Callie. You got right in there.
Give me a good shank.